Hello friends, I hope you are having a great day. I'm going to be sharing a makeup routine today. I have gotten some new makeup products that I absolutely love, and everything that I share, I'm going to show you exactly how I use it for my particular skin. I'm very fair to light, and I have some hyperpigmentation, and I am always aiming for natural, buildable, with luminosity, with a glowy, dewy look. I have got some new things that can't wait to share with you. You don't have to write everything down because I will link to everything that I mentioned below. And if I have any discount codes, I will share them. I always start with a tinted foundation. So I have one that I will link below. I don't have it in my hand, but today I'm going to use another one. This is free and it's Glow Me Plus. I think a tinted primer is wonderful, so you can see that has a great dewy look with a little color, and it has sunscreen. We have that, and I usually just put it on with my hands or with a brush. I'll just put it on with a brush today. But of course, sunscreen, however you prefer it, in a tinted or untinted, is a must. That's what will keep our skin looking lovely, and I always put it on my neck. And you can see that just gave me a hint of color, but it's given me the SPF, and this SPF is 30, and this is 100% mineral. So that's what we started with. So now that I have the sunscreen, this is a new product. I may have shared it once, but this is something I'm over the moon about. I just saw it in Sephora. It's m.ph. It was sold out in this particular palette. This palette is light, and it has color corrector, highlight 1, highlight 2, contour 1, contour 2. So I'm going to start with the color corrector here. And color corrector I use on my lids because they're red, and see how this just makes the red look just like normal skin. And I also love the consistency of this. It's like having an eyeshadow primer, but you see how lovely that is? So anywhere that you've got color that you want to correct. So I also put this underneath because I've got some purple underneath. So color corrector is going to just make whatever needs correcting color-wise look like your normal skin. So see the difference. Got some spots here, and this is probably from before I knew to wear sunscreen, in those days where I was laying out in the sun. Things catch up with you, but I always wear sunscreen now. But what I do with the color corrector is I just find any spot that I need to just even out, just like this. Also, right here, I'm gonna put some because I've got some coloration there. So as you can see, this just really made an even palette. So now this is highlighter. I'm not gonna use that right now. This is contour. So I like to contour, and this is a warmer contour shade. This is more of a neutral. I'm gonna just use this one today. But what I do with contour, I just put some at the top and then put some underneath the cheekbone, just like this. Sometimes I do the neck, but I'm not gonna do that today. And I'm going to use a brush to, let me see guys. What I'm going to do is use a brush just to blend this in and just give a little look of a lifted cheek. It's just very, very subtle, but it does just give some contour where your face just doesn't look flat. And then I always just, either with my hand or with a brush, I just sort of do this. And this is mainly just to give a little contour and just a little color. So we have that. Now I'm gonna go back to the highlight. But the next step, this is a new product that I was gifted. I was gifted a lookbook by G-E-E Beauty, and knew nothing about this, but I chose it because I Googled and I saw that it sort of had a cult following. And I'm going to tell you, I've already reordered this. Just got my extra bottle in yesterday. This is called Prime Skin. It is a tinted multi-primer. This can be used just as a primer. I don't think there is sunscreen in this. I don't think there's sunscreen, but it says tinted multi-primer, multi-purpose makeup. This is beautiful. I have been using this as foundation because it is buildable. If you put it on once and you need to build, you can build. But I want you to look at this color. Look at that luminosity. There's no pink, no yellow. It is just the most gorgeous color, and it literally matches my skin. I'll share the color, the shade that I have, but for every day, this is all I need for foundation. If I'm going out at night, I'm gonna do several layers of this and build it, but what I love is the luminosity and the neutral shade. I find that if you're looking and choosing on a color chart, neutral is the word, at least that I look for. If you look for cool, you're going to probably get pink or blue undertones. You see warm, you're gonna get a lot of yellow. I always look for neutral. This is actually the shade, guys, without my glasses, cannot see a thing. Prime 2. This is Prime 2, and I reordered it in the same color. Okay, so this is exquisite. It's all I need. This just looks like my skin, but better. What I'm going to do now, I'm just gonna use some of this highlighter to go under the eye, just to brighten it just a little, just to brighten under the eyes. And then I'm gonna go down on the sides just to give some depth. Now I'm gonna knock the shine back with powder. Now that I've added my prime, I'm gonna add a little more of the contour. I'm just gonna smudge with my fingers. I hope I'm not getting in y'all's way. The lens. I think it needed just a little touch up. Okay, now if you have followed me at all, you know my love for DIBS Beauty. DIBS Beauty Duo Sticks are everything. I've always loved the NARS, the Orgasm, and the Multiple, and I'll link to them all. This started it all. This has been a viral forever, the powder and the cream version. But since I have discovered DIBS, this has slowly nudged that out of top slot. So DIBS Beauty Duo Sticks, they have an end that has like a contour. You can use it as bronzer or contour. But then on the other side, there is a blush and lip. I use both interchangeably. These colors are so flattering to anyone, and look how beautiful they are. This is what I'm using now as we're going into fall. I'm going a little darker. This I use all spring and summer, and I have another duo stick that I can't find. I think it's in my travel bag, but they're very similar to the NARS. They are a peachy pinky, golden glowy, shimmery. They're just exquisite. So what I'm gonna do is do this one, since it is a little darker and it is what I have been using. I'm just gonna do that. So just look how beautiful. And then I'm gonna smudge it. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm trying to not block the lens. Okay, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Let me see if I put it on evenly. I think I need just a smidge more. And look, if you're traveling, carry this, you don't need much else. Okay, so now, you know, I've already put the color corrector here. I always follow with, this is Morphe, very inexpensive. I always follow with a powder on top of the primer. So I'm just gonna go here. I like a powder base on top of the color corrector. Just a good foundation. So you see there, and there's several great colors here. This is a big bang for your buck, but today I'm going to show you some of my favorites that I always end up going with. Giorgio Armani is on the more expensive side, but you cannot beat it. The shades are just exquisite. This is a matte. These have a little shimmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to always start with either a shimmer or a lighter shade here on the bottom. And then I go a little darker, and I usually do a matte. If I'm gonna go right there, I go up brow bone, and you just apply it with the applicator, and then you're gonna, of course, have to blend it in. You just blend, just as seamless, and I go up that, the way up, just where you can't see, you just see dimension, just like that. And I go back to my Morphe, and I get this little white light that's got a little sparkle. I just put it at the top, and then I'm gonna blend it also, knock it back. Now I'm going to show you all this super inexpensive powder that I love. Here it is. This is translucent baking powder, and it is Revolution, and it says super matte fix. I don't really consider it because I'm not a matte person. I just think it knocks back the shine, and I think it's just one of the least expensive. See, it's not making my skin not luminous, it's just knocking back some of the shine. Okay, so we're almost done. Brows. Brows, brows, brows. I keep these spoolies. They come in just a big round canister. I'll use these a few times and then get a new one. I always brush up. I even sometimes will fluff them up. I'll go in, then back out before I start. And this is my favorite. This is Benefit. This is my color. I'll link to it. I can't see what it is, but it's so easy. And I just go up. So I'm lifting, and then I just lift at the end. You don't ever want to go down. And I do one on each side. Just lift up. And if I ever, have a smudge, you can get it up with a Q-tip. And then I follow back, make sure that I've gotten all the hairs. And just found this recently from another influencer, and I love this. This is L'Oreal, so super inexpensive, but this is brow lamination. I get my brows laminated. In fact, I'm going tomorrow. Lamination just holds them in place. I keep this one in here and then one in my purse. You can see it's very thin, and I do this to keep the hairs up and keep the brows in shape. And you have to do this several times a day, but I think it really finishes your brows beautifully. Now, my holy grail of mascara, probably one of the least expensive you can buy. I've tried everything. There's one other mascara. Guys, I don't know where it is. I think it's DIBS. I'll link to it. I don't know where I put it. It may be in my travel bag. DIBS has a great mascara, but this is Essence Lash Princess. I don't always use this, but when I want the most fullness, I use it. And we'll have to get my mirror out, my friends. I don't know if y'all can hear my stomach. I've not eaten today. Just had coffee. It's so hard to put mascara on camera. Definitely not a professional at this. I just think that the Lash Princess goes on better than anything I've ever used, and I feel like I've tried almost everything. But this is buildable. I do not have thick or long lashes. I just love the way this goes on, better than anything that I've ever used. So we have that versus that. Huge difference. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put this on where y'all don't have to see me putting this on, and I will be right back. Okay, so both eyes are done. So now all that is left are lips. Now I had put the DIBS Beauty cheek color on my lips, but I want to show you something that I love. This is super inexpensive. This is Wet n Wild. Super duper inexpensive. I line just outside upper. I don't go all the way down. Just outside the lower. I don't go to the edges. And I love a nude lip. Love a nude lip. So this shows my life. I have two of the same one. I've lost the lid for this one, same color, and then Tucker has chewed the top of this one. So that's just my life. But this is Lawless, and it's called Platinum. It is one of the most gorgeous nudes. So first I'm gonna put it here where you can see it. It reminds me of the NARS Orgasm and the DIBS, just beautiful, beautiful, but it's just very flattering and light, a good nude. I just love it, guys. I'm going to give this an honorable mention because I love it. I've got like 5 or 6. This is Mariluka Juicy Lip Plump. It's Tarte. It's an excellent, very similar to the Lawless. This is White Peach. You pump it up like this. So the Lawless or this, great nude. This Milani is one of my favorite lip gloss. It will knock back almost any shade of lip color to nude. So I'm gonna show you all how fabulous. If you love nude, it's fantastic. And it's thick It's creamy, it stays on, and it's probably under $10-ish, maybe around 12. I'm not even sure. Drugstore. There you have it. Super easy. I feel like I'm ready for the day. If I wanted to add more for the evening, I could, but I truly feel like this is all the coverage that most of us need. But that's my latest and favorite makeup routine. So I'm so glad you were here. Thank you for watching. Please follow my channel if you like this type of content. As always, until next time, be blessed and stay savvy.